Hey guys, Aaron Kurtz here, and I want to talk about this missing piece to the recovery of OCD and anxiety for you. Now, the way I view OCD and anxiety is it's a response. It's been a response to your life, to how you're living your life, what is going on inside of you, and how you are relating to yourself in the world. That's a response. There's symptoms, and symptoms work in response to something else. Okay, what's it responding to? What's the missing piece? Well, the missing piece is something that, man, you can do therapy, you can do medication, you can do all the grounding, all the sunlight, all the nutrition, all the exercise, all the breath work, all the sauna, all the you name it. You can do everything. But if you don't get this, if you don't channel this energy, you're going to have limited abilities to actually be free from anxious, irrational, obsessive thinking. Your life's going to be limited because the big thing here is that you can't just eliminate OCD and anxiety on its own and remain the same person you are. It doesn't work that way. And if you try to do it through medication, I'm not here to hate on medication. It's a lifesaver for people at times, but it's not going to change your life. From where it's at to get you to be a different person. And if you're someone that has goals for yourself, yeah, you want to get out of OCD, you want to get out of anxiety, but what else do you want from your life? That's part of this question here. That's part of the overarching thing is that you can try to treat this by, yeah, I want to get rid of the symptoms. And look, I've been there. I've been in a place where it's been so bad. You just want to live a normal life, but you understand your normal is what's creating OCD and anxiety. Okay, let's back up. I want to talk about trauma. I'm getting to the missing piece here. Trauma. I've had some shorts on this week, but I want to go into this. Trauma is what happens inside of you in response to what happens to you. So we tend to think of it as emotional, psychological trauma. We tend to think of it as like, the event that happens. Well, it is, but it's related to that. But you can have different people experience the same thing and have different outcomes and different adaptations, different effects. And so why is that? What's the internal makeup of the person and how that trauma affects it that makes the difference? So you can have children in the same household, have different experiences by the same parenting. One has a traumatic upbringing, traumatic experience. The other one is not as effective as negatively. So trauma is what happens inside of you in response to what happens to you. And what happens inside of you, what makes it traumatic is, yeah, the event, but what the event does is it causes your system to shut down parts of your system. Okay? What happens a lot of times is that there's this ongoing type of traumatic experience. Maybe it's a certain way of being raised, whatever. I'm not going to go into exact traumatic stuff, but if it happens on an ongoing basis, okay? Happens once, you can fight, you can run, you can fight back. If you don't have any choice and you're in this environment for so long, you adapt to just living with it, to letting down your fight, and basically numbing yourself to it, okay? And then you go into your adulthood with this change of you. So basically, parts of you have left. Now, I work from a framework of 3 parts of your personality. I talk about this in my online community, which you can join, in the link in the subscription on the profile on my channel here. But the warrior part of yourself, okay, it stands up for itself. It goes and gets goals. It says no. It sets boundaries. There's a warrior part of you. There's a nomadic part of you, which is more playful, creative, curious, rebellious, likes to have fun, carefree. Okay, that's pretty much 2 parts of ourselves. There's another part called a settler, which is more people-oriented. But that tends to be, for those of us in this realm, tends to be we are conditioned and programmed and taught to be more like Settler, to care what people think, to want to please people. Okay, so what happens in trauma is that these two parts of ourselves, this warrior part and this nomadic part, get affected. And it's interesting, depending on, you can tell by your symptoms you're having, if you have puro obsessions, or if you have more hypochondria symptoms, health anxiety, you can tell which one is really being shut down. Okay? So, the part of you, let's say with puro, so what happens a lot of times with what we say is puro, purely obsessional, is that, and by the way, puro, which is normally thought of, you don't have compulsions because it's just obsessional thoughts and fears. It's not true. Your compulsion is to avoid doing things, okay? It's an avoidance. That's your compulsive nature. It's not actually to do something, but you're avoiding something that is causing you anxiety. And so, but puro, they tend to be shutting down parts of their very nomadic, charismatic, playful, fun personality. That's the impact of trauma. That's what trauma will do. It shuts down parts of you. So you want to access that, and the missing ingredient, here it is anger. Anger is what defends you. It's such a huge life energy and force that propels you to stand up for yourself, and it drives this nature, these parts of the depths of your personality that have been shut down. It drives you to stand up for it and say, this is me, damn it. This is what I want for my life. I'm tired of being shut down. Tired of being repressed. I want to bring out all the parts of me and the desires and the imaginations and the nature within me. You stand up for yourself. You did what you couldn't do in childhood. You do it now. And it's the energy of anger that's going to come up and is going to fuel you to bring out of the depths this suppressed nature that's going to fuel your life and take it in a direction that you haven't been since probably pretty young. And it's this part that is directly responsible for the anxiety and OCD. See, the anxiety and OCD had a really, it was there. It was there as a response to this part of you that's been shut down. That's what I'm saying. And so there's a whole journey there in discovering the parts of you that have been shut down and uncovering the anger and the injustice there to drive you forward. But I'm leaving you with that right there. Please comment below with your experiences. And again, I have an online community group on the link in my YouTube profile there. You can click on and join, where we go more into all this stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.